The president of Italy entered the legendary Foro Italico carrying something no one in the stadium expected, a message that would completely change the atmosphere of the Italian Open. Sergio Mattarella, a man who had witnessed World Cup triumphs, Olympic glory, and some of the greatest sporting moments in Italian history, was not there to support an Italian player that day. Instead, all eyes would soon turn toward Alex Eala. The young Filipino star, still recovering from the ankle injury that had ended her dream run in Rome, sat quietly inside the royal box. Her left ankle remained wrapped in a compression bandage as she watched the matches continue without her. She had no idea that within minutes, one of the most unforgettable moments of her career was about to unfold. It was May 10th, 2026, and the Italian Open had reached its dramatic semi-final weekend. The iconic Foro Italico was overflowing with energy. Thousands of fans packed the historic stadium surrounded by towering marble statues of ancient athletes. Italian flags waved proudly through the crowd, mixed with flashes of Belgian yellow, French blue, and something far more unexpected: Philippine flags. Everywhere inside the arena, chants for Alex Eala continued to echo despite the fact that she was no longer competing. Her impact on Rome had become impossible to ignore. A 20-year-old player from the Philippines had somehow transformed one of Europe's most prestigious tournaments into a global celebration. Inside the royal box sat former champions, federation officials, diplomats, and international guests. But the most important figure present that afternoon was President Sergio Mattarella himself. Only days earlier, he had welcomed Italy's Davis Cup and Billie Jean King Cup teams at the Quirinale Palace, praising the country's growing tennis success. Now, seated quietly near the front row of the royal box, the 84-year-old president watched the tournament unfold with calm intensity. Then, suddenly, his attention shifted. Across the seating area, partially hidden behind a marble pillar, sat Alex Eala. Mattarella leaned toward a tournament official. "Who is she?" he quietly asked. The official immediately responded. "Mr. President, that is Alex Eala from the Philippines. She withdrew from the tournament after suffering an ankle injury." The president slowly nodded. Of course he knew who she was. By then, all of Italy knew who Alex Eala was. Not because she was Italian, not because she had won the title, but because she had changed the atmosphere of the entire tournament. Filipino supporters had flooded the Foro Italico with passion and emotion rarely seen for a foreign player. Every time she appeared, the energy inside the stadium completely shifted. For Rome, this was something different. Mattarella kept looking toward her before finally saying something that immediately stunned the officials around him. "I would like to meet her." Without warning, the president of Italy stood up from his seat. The royal box instantly fell silent. Security personnel quickly adjusted their positions, while tournament officials exchanged nervous glances. Cameras that had been focused on the match suddenly turned upward toward the VIP section. Something important was happening. Step by step, Sergio Mattarella walked across the royal box corridor, passing federation executives, diplomats, and statues honoring Italian sporting legends. The crowd slowly began noticing the movement. Murmurs spread through the stadium as thousands of spectators tried to understand what was unfolding. Then Alex Eala looked up. Her expression immediately changed. The president of Italy was walking directly toward her. Fans carrying Philippine flags suddenly erupted with excitement as chants for Alex began spreading once again throughout the Foro Italico. The sound rolled through the stadium walls like a wave. Mattarella stopped directly in front of her. He extended his hand. "Signorina Eala," he said warmly, "it is an honor to meet you." Alex, clearly overwhelmed, stood up and shook his hand. "The honor is mine, Mr. President," she softly replied. For a brief moment, the tennis match itself became secondary. Even television commentators struggled to focus on the action happening on court because every camera inside the stadium was now locked onto the historic scene unfolding inside the royal box. Then the president spoke again. I have been watching you throughout this tournament, Mattarella said calmly. Not only your tennis, but the passion of your supporters and the spirit you bring with you. It has been truly remarkable. He paused for a moment before continuing. Italy is proud to have hosted you. We hope you will return. The words alone would have been unforgettable. But then came the moment that shocked the entire stadium. Without reading from a prepared speech or consulting advisors, Sergio Mattarella turned slightly toward the cameras and began making an official announcement. The Italian Republic recognizes individuals who strengthen cultural connection, international friendship, and unity between nations, he declared. It is rare for one athlete to represent all of these things at once. The noise inside the stadium slowly disappeared into silence. Even commentators stopped speaking. Then came the sentence nobody expected. For her extraordinary impact on this tournament, and for the connection she has created between peoples and cultures, Mattarella announced, I am pleased to award Alex Eala the Order of the Star of Italy. The stadium gasped. Alex Eala herself looked completely stunned. The Order of the Star of Italy is one of the highest civilian honors awarded by the Italian Republic to foreign nationals. Reserved for individuals who strengthen Italy's international relationships and cultural presence around the world, the award carries enormous prestige and symbolism. And now, a 20-year-old Filipina tennis player was receiving it. Not for winning the tournament, not for lifting a trophy, but for something much bigger. For connection, for inspiration, for the emotional impact she had created across Rome. The announcement immediately exploded across social media and international news outlets. In the Philippines, television broadcasts interrupted regular programming to report the story. Headlines spread everywhere. Alex Eala receives Italy's highest recognition. Fans across Manila, Cebu, and countless Filipino communities around the world celebrated the moment with pride and emotion. For many people, this was no longer just about tennis. It became a symbol of global recognition. A symbol that Filipino athletes could inspire the world far beyond the scoreboard. Soon after, the Philippine Embassy in Rome released an official statement thanking Italy and President Mattarella for what they described as an extraordinary gesture of friendship between nations. Back inside the stadium, cameras found Alex's mother, visibly emotional after witnessing the historic moment. I don't even have the words, she said tearfully. I just wanted my daughter to be happy. I never imagined something like this could happen. Later that evening, Alex Eala finally broke her silence. Instead of holding a press conference, she posted a single photo on Instagram, the Roman skyline glowing beneath the night sky. Underneath it, she wrote, I came to Rome to play tennis. I leave with something I never imagined possible. Grazie Italia, Mahal ko kayo. The message instantly went viral. And as the emotions settled, people slowly began understanding what had truly happened at the Foro Italico that day. Alex Eala did not leave Rome as champion of the Italian Open. Her tournament had ended early because of injury. But somehow, she left with something even more powerful. She became a bridge between nations. Her presence transformed the atmosphere of one of tennis' most historic tournaments. Philippine flags filled the Foro Italico. Chants echoed between ancient Roman statues. A foreign player made an entire city feel connected to something bigger than sport. And that was exactly why the president of Italy took notice. Because sometimes, the greatest victories are not measured by trophies. Sometimes, they are measured by impact, by emotion, by the way one athlete can unite people from opposite sides of the world through nothing more than passion, resilience, and belief. Now the question remains. When Alex Eala returns to Rome, will she arrive simply as a tennis player? Or as something far greater, a symbol of connection between two nations, forever linked by one unforgettable week at the Italian Open?